Link's Awakening is truly special for many long-term fans of Zelda. Many people would even say it's like the top 5 Zelda of all time. But as a newer fan to Zelda series without any nostalgia goggle, would it be true for me as well? Most importantly, is this game worth playing in 2025? I'm still on my journey on finishing every single Switch Zelda game, and Link's Awakening is my first top-down Zelda game that I ever experienced. Based off my research, the original Link's Awakening came out at 1993, which revolutionized the whole genre, and also it really showcased what the Game Boy console was capable of. Alright, let's talk about the positive side of the game first. Link's Awakening Remake basically kept the layout of the original Link's Awakening 1-to-1, which I would say the general design of the overworld is pretty timeless. I'm surprised how well the level flows and how well the dungeon flows, especially when the game design came out so long ago. I also love all the dungeons in this game, the Eagle one being my favorite. In comparison with all the other 3D Zelda game I played, Link's Awakening is definitely the hardest. I feel like 3D Zelda dungeons are pretty much linear, where Link goes to an location and then gets a certain tool and then you use that tool to solve the puzzle. Link's Awakening is quite different, I would say. It makes you very much go back and forth to find keys and items in order to progress through the dungeon. It does get somewhat frustrating sometimes, especially in the later dungeon, since you have to actually remember where everything is and every path is, but it is quite rewarding, I would say, when you actually clear the dungeon. I feel like that sense of reward is something I did not really feel in any of the other 3D Zelda game. I would say you definitely need to actively think of solution in this game to solve the puzzle. The bosses of this game are fantastic. I don't believe I truly got stuck at any of the bosses. It's not like difficult, but they are challenging enough to make you actually sit up straight. All the bosses has its own specific gimmick that you need to figure out, or else you just don't do any damage to them. I very much love it. It's like a mini puzzle itself. The art, I don't think this needs to be said. This game has one of the cutest and most adorable art I have ever seen in any of the video games. It especially meshed really well in regards to the whole dreamlike story. I even bought the amiibo of Link's Awakening like 5 years ago before I even know this game even existed. The full remake is really beautiful. It is like a full reimagining, but I feel like if I played this game at 1993, this is what I would imagine it in my head. All the asset of this game has that like toy glossiness to it, which really makes the whole game comes together and feel really dreamy and toy-like. Zelda games in general has always pushed the boundary in regards to its art style, and I would say Link's Awakening Remake is definitely up there for me as well. Similar to any of the other Zelda game, the music is fantastic. But for this game especially, maybe just for me, the music feels much more playful and less grand. It really fits with the whole game theme. Okay, enough glazing. I do have some negative things to talk about this game as well. Especially from a newer Zelda fan that is not familiar with the whole top-down system and no nostalgia for the older style. This game's open world system and the direction in general could have been much more improved. I have never found myself Googling as much in any of the other game than in this game. Maybe I'm just missing something, but the open world felt like a blank slate. 90% of the time after I beat a dungeon, I just spend so much time walking around the whole map hoping that I'm going the right direction and somehow encounter the owl again. It gets super frustrating sometimes, and I really feel like I'm wasting my time trying to find the next place to go. Like towards the end of the game, there's a place I need to go which is in the middle of the first town. I couldn't for the best of me figure where I can go. I really tried not to Google it, but after like 40 minutes of just wandering around, I gave up and then end up just Googling the direction. I totally understand that this type of design was pretty cool back in the day in 1993. Most of us gamer has much more time and patience in touching every rock and stone in the game. But in 2025 specifically, this sort of game design just feel really outdated, and especially with the access of Google, gamer can always have the option to do that, which kind of kills the feeling of exploration. I think the main thing is that there isn't that much hint in the open world. It's just touching everything and talk to everyone and hope you are on the right track. It felt less of a puzzle, more like a time sink. I feel like with the understanding of this being a remake, they could have definitely polished the overworld, navigation, and hint system a bit further to fit the 2025 audience. Okay, lastly, let's talk about the story. Since this game came out in 1993, I assume a lot of people already know about the story, but if you haven't played the game and you don't want any spoilers, feel free to just, drop the video right now. But anyways, the story actually took me by surprise. It's actually pretty touching at the end when Link wakes up and the whole dream world, including the girl that liked Link, all disappeared. Is a cute story. Maybe like just the toxic side of me thinking. I was expecting some villager or even Marin start turning against you as you reach closer and closer to the truth. That would make the game have more twists and turns for me, but overall I really much like the story. So the big question is this game worth playing in 2025? I would say yes, it is worth playing if you are a huge Zelda fan, but with the high price tag of $79.99 and with it being just a 15-hour long game, and it is a one-to-one remake of the game that was made in 1993 with all the flaws from 1993. It's hard to recommend this game to a non-Zelda fan. If you really want to experience the gameplay, I think playing the original one feels like 85% the same as the remake. And it is also free with the Nintendo subscription thing. So if you're not really a Zelda fan, but you just want to know the story and know the experience of it, I would recommend just to get this game like on the Nintendo subscription or get this game like second-handed for like $40 or something. But yeah, that's all. Like and subscribe.